Contemporary literature in the context of the Australian English curriculum can be defined as
modern texts from a range of historical and cultural contexts that are valued for their form and style and are recognised as having enduring or artistic value.
So what role does contemporary literature have in the classroom? The personal, social, cultural, and aesthetic value that teaching contemporary literature can have for students is immense. It's through contemporary literature that students can have access to a world that is relevant to their lives, needs, and interests, no matter how varied they may be. The Melbourne Declaration highlights all young Australians should be supported in becoming confident and creative individuals who have a sense of self-worth, self-awareness, and personal identity that enables them to manage their emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical well-being. I think that contemporary literature can help students work towards this. When considering the AITSL standards, I found that contemporary literature could also be a great avenue for allowing differentiation to meet the specific learning needs of students across a full range of abilities. Roberts states that high-achieving students in your class can dissect contemporary literature for the literary elements contained within the pages. Proficient students will be able to make text-to-self connections. Finally, struggling students will benefit because they will be able to read and understand the storyline easily enough to truly enjoy the book. And at the end of the day, don't we want our students to be, no matter what their ability, so passionate about reading that they become lifelong readers and learners? While researching this topic, I asked a few teachers if they could give some examples of popular contemporary literature. It came as a shock to me that they automatically described book titles, and that was about it. These teachers didn't seem to be considering the range of literature forms that are available to us. There is your classic fiction for young adults, but there's also non-fiction, short stories, poetry, graphic novels, films, plays, and even computer games. I've found that I could best discover what role contemporary literature plays in the classroom through exploring texts in some of these genres. Nightsiders is a collection of post-apocalyptic stories. The story includes gender identity, multiculturalism, and community. It covers these general capabilities and cross-curriculum priorities. The value of the short story, rather than the novel, is that it's not such a long-term proposition. Erkaya says, since short stories usually have a beginning, middle, and an end, they encourage students at all levels of language proficiency to continue reading them until the end to find out how the conflict is resolved. See My World is a series of poems written by young Indigenous Australians, revealing their views of life in Australia, both historically and in the current day. One of the key ideas in the English curriculum is to include contemporary literature from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples that we can investigate, analyse and explore. To do this within the poetry genre means that students can study several pieces to allow for a deepening knowledge and connection with the world's oldest continuous living cultures. Representing a novel into a play can be good for EALD students. This can be used as a way of scaffolding to help them transform linguistic constructions. Many games are all about the unravelling of plots, with the player in the game potentially having control over the direction of that plot. With regard to the formal study of literature and language, students can develop an in-depth understanding of dimensions such as plot, characterization, and language through an interesting and interactive platform. Although I have learnt a lot about the role of contemporary literature in the classroom, I'm still unsure about how it is used in classrooms around Australia. As I progress into the teaching field, I would like to engage in discussions and observations with other teachers to see if they believe that contemporary literature plays an important role in the classroom.